guys, BBI here. I want to stop and say thanks for tuning in and checking out whatever the video is about that's about ready to come up next. If you could take a minute and hit subscribe, I'd greatly appreciate it. And if you enjoy what you've seen here, make sure to hit the like button. We'd greatly appreciate your support. Anyhow, guys, all that aside, let's get on with the show. Well, Mr. D, I just got off the phone with you. Literally just hung up just a second ago. This is your Palomar 450 Elite. So Palomar Elite Series 450. Or a Palomar 450E Elite. However, you were really hung up on that. I don't know why on the phone. What it ended up being, bud, was this wire right here on the low, medium, and high as we were on the phone and I was looking at it with you. I put it on the workbench and I fired down on it and it made power. I was like, what? No, the customer's telling me he couldn't get it to do anything. And then I went and I switched it and I went low, medium, high. And on low it dropped out to 0, the medium it made power again, and the high it made full power again. But it was this wire right here. So let's run through the band here. We're going to use a 1,000 watt slug in peak over here, 1,000 watt slug in average, 5 watt slug in reverse over here. Back from the bird, 10,000 watt dummy load. 5 watt slug between the 2950, and we're going to hit it with a 35 watt radio, 25-30 watt radio. So let's start out on low. Let's turn the amp off. Let's go over here and zoom in here real quick. Sorry guys, I'm in a super hurry today and I just gotta get this shot real quick. So here's me talking through the amp. Hello, audio 1 2 1 2. There's our 30 watts worth of drive. This is our pass-through reflect. Hello, which is great. Let's come on back down over here. Turn the amp on. Make sure we're in low. Hello. Making about 300 watts of power, which is what we want. Hello. Input tune's beautiful. So now let's come back down over here. We're going to go to medium. Hello. Making about 500 watts of power. Here's our input tune. 1. Beautiful. Hello. And then on high. Hello. About 600 watts, about 300 watts on average. Input tune. 1. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. Okay, now that you guys have got motion sickness, let's make it even worse. There we go. All right, so the only thing I like to do with these is basically upgrade the power wire. This little shit here. We're going to replace this, and we're going to replace our ground leads. So we're going to remove this strainer leaf, put a grommet in here, and we're going to do a power wire upgrade on this real quick. We're going to retest it real fast, and then we're done. So give me just a second, we shall return. Here we are back again. I got rid of the little pieces of 22 gauge wire that were here for your power distribution. Replaced those, upgraded it. Upgraded the power wire coming into the amp. Put a grommet in it and gave you some nice new long jumper leads for it to hook up to whatever you want to. Like we were discussing on the phone, bro, you're going to want to do like a 150 amp Anderson clip. A little 50 won't do the job because each one of these transistors pulls roughly about 20 amps worth of current. Remember, this is a low drive 4-pill. Okay, it's got 1446s in it, so that means you're going to only want to put maybe about 40 watts max into this thing. But with our little tiny 2950 hitting it, remember we were getting around 600 watts. We're not going to see that big of a performance increase because we're reaching the top end of what the transistors can do. But all we did was make it so that the circuit is a little bit more efficient, which is going to mean the amp's going to run a little bit cooler. I know you said you've had this thing for years, and it was here for such a small thing. The least I could do is throw some new power wires on it for you. So on high with the same amount of drive. Hello, 1 2. Hello. Hello. We're seeing about 10, 15 more watts out of it roughly. It's just a general thing. We could have picked up just that much in getting rid of the wire nuts that I was using here. So, look, let's also look over here at our amp gauge. Let's take a quick look at this. Hello. So you're pulling about 70 amps worth of current. Okay. So hence the little 50 amp Anderson clip's going to get hot. Which makes sense. 20, 40, 60, 80, roughly about 70 amps. We're reaching the top end of the saturation for the box. Makes sense. Now, I'm not driving it hard enough to get every little last stinking watt out of it, but remember, it was only designed to do 450 watts, and we're seeing over 600 out of it. So, got to think the parts are only about maybe 65% efficient at that. The circuit that goes around the components, we know for a fact with dealing with these things that they're only about, maybe the circuit itself is maybe only about 80% efficient, which brings our grand total of efficiency, including the component, down to about 63%. It is what it is. These guys were trying to figure it out and mass produce boxes back in the 80s and 90s when this thing was built, and this is where we are. So Mr. D, you're all fixed. I don't know what else to tell you, brother. Then I apologize for the wait. I'm just grateful for your patience, and I'm going to zip on to the next thing. I've got like 2 or 3 major projects going on now, and pretty soon I got to start on the end of year build project. So it's just a busy day, and everybody and their brother seems to be calling me, and the phone's ringing like crazy, and I'm just glad you reached out and talked to me today, and I'm glad we were able to get this banged out and be able to get it sent back to you so quick. So on that note, gentlemen, I got to say thanks to every single one of you guys. I appreciate your patience, as always. And remember, if you have a problem, just call me. That's all it takes, is for you to pick the phone up, go through the old 21 process, and we'll talk about it. Gentlemen, my name is BBI. Big thanks to Excess Power, big thanks to Siglent, big thanks to Bird and Coaxial Dynamics, and as always, big thanks to each and every one of you guys. Appreciate you tuning in to follow along to see what we're doing today. Now, on that note, I got to run. I'll see you guys. Have a great weekend coming up if you don't hear from me before then, and we'll talk soon. We'll see you. Bye.